With the release of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, we're lucky enough to also get themed Joy-Cons for the game, and we also have a Zelda and Loftwing Amiibo. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. All of this dropped just a few days ago. I'm really excited to play this game again, especially with the added support of using the right Joy-Con, the thumbstick basically, to map to your sword. And then I also hear that if you want to use the free camera, which is new in this game, you would have to hold one of the L triggers and then you can move the camera around, but you're also still welcome to use motion controls. So if you've tried this out already, let me know. I think there's enough quality of life improvements, especially with the fact that your sidekick now, not always interrupting you all the time throughout the game anymore, which is really a good experience. And also when you get certain items and you reboot the game up, it's not going to kind of notify you every single time with that kind of stuff. But it's kind of weird that there's a paywall kind of for this amiibo, but more on that a little bit later. Now I do want to mention, not only did I get these, but when I went in, I did not pre-order anything. I just waited in line 15 to 20 minutes before the store opened. I was fourth in line, had a great talk with some other gentlemen that were also there for the exact same items. And when I got to the front of the line, even though I didn't pre-order, they gave me this envelope with it because I would guess I was one of the first people in line. I think at the end there was like 15 or 20 people. And in this, there are art cards that you were supposed to get if you pre-ordered the game. So it looks like Link is a little bit embossed, almost like more front end here, as well as the Master Sword, which looks really nice on that card. The back of this does say Skyward Sword HD, which is kind of cool. The second one has Link's red Loftwing, and himself, again, it's kind of embossed with that symbol on top for the game, and you get all that story behind the bird. And here we have Princess Zelda herself, all those really nice art cards. So let me know if you picked up the art cards, what I should maybe do with them. I was thinking maybe putting them in frames. I'm not sure. Maybe you'll see them somewhere on display in my Nintendo room, especially with the next room tour that will be coming later this year. Alright, so first of all, I just want to quickly open up the game, then we'll get to the Joy-Cons and the Amiibo as well. So when you're playing through this variation of the game, you're not getting 4K, you're not getting too many different updates or additions to the game from my understanding, other than so many fixes with just quality of life and timing and improvement of actually playing the game. You do have the option to use motion controls, which apparently still work really, really well, or you can use the button-only controls, which means the sword is mapped to the right joystick. There is a free camera finally in this Zelda game, which is pretty crazy that you can finally move the camera around in the game, obviously. Before you couldn't really do so. But if you're using the button-only controls, you would have to hold one of the L buttons, I believe, and then you can move the camera around with the right joystick otherwise. So let's just take a look inside. There's really nothing to this, but there's what the cartridge looks like on the back of the game sheets. It looks kind of nice. I don't mind that at all. It's a little bit too plain for me, and I really wish they had some sort of insert or some instruction, but they're not doing that anymore. Nintendo's not really into that. Okay, next up, I think I really want to take a look at the Joy-Cons, and then we're going to take a look at the Amiibo themselves. You can feel free to let me know about all the quality of life updates in the game and what you're thinking about it. I know this game is 10 years old. It's ridiculous that it's 10 years old to me now. I do remember getting it and playing through it for the first time, and during our Zelda-thons we always try and play through it. So these Joy-Cons were kind of difficult to get. The store only had, I think, a third of what they asked for in terms of all the orders, and another local store said the same thing. So it looks like we are going to have really fancy, I guess, wrist straps, kind of like the Animal Crossing ones and the Mario ones. It is insane to me that we've never had a Legend of Zelda themed anything for the Nintendo Switch. No Pro Controller, no system. We finally have Joy-Cons. Very interesting choice of colors. Of course, you have all this Nintendo Red packaging. I am going to attempt to open this from the bottom, and I usually don't damage the box as much as if I'm opening it from the top, so let's see how this goes. At least I've got that piece out first, and just trying to slide these apart from one another. Not so bad, maybe just a little bit of wrinkling, but it is the bottom anyways. And the reason again why I do that is to try and keep the boxes in as good condition as possible, and then you can still display the box just like that. Yeah, the wrist straps really do remind me of camp, but first of all, let's take a look at these Joy-Cons. Alright, don't need the plastic. There is the L. Love the red symbol on the bottom here with the gold embossed. It really does pop. Other people were saying when they put it on their system, it looks fantastic, and the gold really does stand out quite a bit. Again, blue's a really interesting color to choose, and purple, but it makes a lot of sense when you compare it, obviously, to the Hylian shield and also the Master Sword. That's why they went with those colors. If you're wondering, why not gold? Why not green for Link or anything like that? Let's take a look at the other one as well. We got purple, also really nice. A little Triforce symbol down here that again is embossed. Otherwise the back is just plain purple. Really like the little touches that they did around the joysticks for both of these and how they both do look different. I mean, the 4 buttons that you're using as A, B, X, Y, they do have the exact same symbols, but around each joystick is unique and is different. So I really like those. The straps for these two look kind of really neat. I like this. They are more gray. I would not call these white. I think they're off-put gray. Definitely look like they're a different color tone than the Animal Crossing ones. Almost like a blue tint to them. Let me make sure I'm actually putting these on the right way. There we go. I really like how they do these straps. I like the two-tone here. It really does remind me of being a kid all over again. So now we're ready to play Skyward Sword. I actually am probably going to play that all night today and hopefully all day tomorrow and get a really good idea of what this game's all about. Of course, I'm filming this video one day earlier than I'm posting it, so it almost looks like the two are slightly different colors. I don't know why, but maybe it's just the light down here, but these two look like they're slightly different. I don't think they're supposed to be. I think they're supposed to be the same, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if yours look a little different. This one looks a little bit lighter, this one looks a little bit darker. Maybe that's the actual design of them, or maybe that's just me. Alright, next up, let's take a look at the Amiibo itself. The Loftwing Amiibo with also Zelda. This one looks gorgeous. It looks like it's in really good condition and everything. They were $30 where I live, which is a little bit more expensive. I have one in a slightly worse box. I did happen to find two. The second one's going to go to my friend Jordan, so he's going to get that one. So because I'm opening it, I'm going to open up the worst box. Paying $30, or I think $25, is quite a bit for an Amiibo, and of course this is one of the larger Amiibo. It's kind of 2 figures in one, which is really neat. On the back, it does tell us what happens. This is kind of a paywall that people were talking about. Use this Amiibo in The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD to travel between the sky and the surface at any time. This also means you're allowed to do this while in dungeons, from my understanding. And when I was in line talking to other people, we were kind of just saying, Nintendo's kind of stuck with this concept because their Amiibo have to do something. You don't want to have an Amiibo that's supposed to be like an in-game experience that you scan it in. You want people using them, you want people buying them, not just collectors like me that are going to use it, yes, but display it on their shelf. You really want it to have something good in the game that's going to be useful. And when you do something like this, and you can easily transport rather than going to one of the statues to travel between the sky and the ground, it's awesome. It makes sense. However, I do understand people's reservations and apprehensions about making that the paywall. So like, my question is, what would you rather have this Amiibo do? What concept could maybe you come up with that would be better than transporting between the two? Or would you like to have that transport system maybe come out later for free? If they're just saying like, for now you can buy the Amiibo, but later on it'll be free, or would you be willing to maybe pay something like $5 for it? Is it even worth paying extra for, or is that just more of a paywall anyways? I personally would have liked them just to do an outfit. So maybe you scan in this and you get like the Breath of the Wild outfit, or you get something different. Or maybe after the game, you could play as Zelda herself. That would have been such a cool update because everyone was talking about playing as Zelda in Breath of the Wild 2 and we're wondering if that might happen one day. Why not make that the output for this Amiibo? That after you beat the game the first time, you can scan this in and now you can play through the game as Zelda. And maybe, I don't know, just for the sake of the game, then you're playing as Zelda with a different item. Of course, you're maybe not using the Master Sword, or using the Master Sword, I'm fine with that, and maybe you're saving Link, or something like that. Take a little bit more time to program something really cool into the game would have been neat. This is one of the most gorgeous Amiibo, though, that I have. It's also one of the most expensive ones I got. Obviously, the giant Pikachu from Detective Pikachu was really expensive, and the Yoshi's Woolly Yarn one was expensive, and the Guardian Amiibo was expensive. Great detail work. The quality on the Amiibo have got a lot better. I really do like the pose on this. The bird's wing tips also look fantastic, as does the tail. Really nice textures. There is a base here that's holding up the bird. It definitely doesn't look too obnoxious. It's hardly noticeable. The eye on the bird is really weird in the game, and it looks really weird right here as well. I'm really excited while opening these to actually play this game. That's all I'm going to be doing for the next little while, next few days. If you're wondering the size of this Amiibo, it is one of the larger ones. So in centimeters, it's basically exactly 10 centimeters tall. In inches, that puts it right around 4 inches tall. It's a little bit taller, obviously, because of the bird, the Loftwing, it should be called. And I love flying around the sky in this game. I just wish there was more to do, actually, in the sky than there is. So please comment below, what are your thoughts on the Amiibo itself? I give this a huge thumbs up. This is more expensive. It is kind of a paywall. I just think Nintendo's kind of handcuffed behind what they do with the Amiibo. They have to make them useful somehow, but I really like this. Anyone who's a fan of The Legend of Zelda should definitely pick this up. Try using it in the game. I'm sure it will be extremely useful, especially for speedrunners. Let me know what your thoughts are on the two Joy-Cons. I think they look fantastic. I'm definitely going to probably start out by using these, but I'm still kind of worried of Joy-Con drift. Someone found a really easy fix with that, by the way. Maybe I can talk about that in a future video. So I'm really excited to play. Can't wait. It's going to be a great experience. I sure hope it is, and I'm really excited to use the Amiibo and see if I can just transport easily between the sky and the ground. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be back to making videos now. I took a little bit of a break, and I've really been working hard on the side room of the Nintendo room as well. So my main Nintendo room space got a little bit disastrous because I have so many shelves. But hopefully I'll bring you a video again on Wednesday around 10 a.m. You guys are awesome. Go collect them all. Keep smiling while gaming. Thanks so much for watching.